Good morning, my friends. Mike Johnson here with another message of encouragement to get you through the weekend. You know, we have so much to be thankful for on this beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm thankful that you're here with me. I'm thankful that you have chosen to watch this video, and hopefully we can both learn something and grow today. And today I want to talk to you about something that's uncomfortable for most people. I want to talk to you about pain. There are all kinds of pain in this life. There is physical pain that comes from illness and injuries. There's pain that comes from our action as a result of exercise or from work. There's pain that also can come from abusing our bodies and using it wrong. Then there's suffering. They're completely different. There's suffering that comes from emotional and psychological means. What I'm about to say could probably be very controversial. And some of you might even disagree with me, and that's okay. But most of the emotional and psychological suffering that we endure is self-inflicted. Pain is natural. Pain is a natural occurrence. It happens to everybody. But suffering is not natural. We've all heard of stories. We've read stories. We've talked to people who were survivors. Some people have survived the Holocaust, Dachau, and some of those other concentration camps. Some have survived against great odds and terrible persecution. We've heard about those who survived as prisoners of war in Korea and Vietnam and other places. We've been told stories about how a mother or a father selflessly endured great pain in order to save and rescue their children. We've all experienced at some time or another occasions where whatever we were doing hurt, but we pressed through the pain in order to accomplish something that needed to be done right that moment. You see, we all feel pain. But so many examples that we see prove that pain does not necessarily have to cause suffering. There's a single word that I want you to remember. If you don't remember anything else from this talk this morning, this one word: perspective. Not attitude, not positive thinking, not yoga. Perspective. I want you to remember that word. And I want you to remember it so that you can use that in these situations where you have pain, because it does not have to cause suffering. Some others have called it a mindset. And in most people's minds, it is set. That's unfortunate. We can change our perspective. We can change our mindset. Unfortunately, many times it takes terrible things to make that change. Remember, I said that pain is natural, but suffering is not. We take pain that happens in our bodies and we move it into our minds and we multiply it 1,000 times and we suffer it over and over and over. We relive that pain over and over again, and it is unnecessary. Our minds are stronger than the pain. But you say, well, you don't know how my body hurts. And in that statement, you've told me everything I need to know, right? No. I've talked about this principle before, and probably will another 1,000 times before this life is over. What you focus on only gets bigger. What you think about becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and the more that you think about it, the bigger it gets. Several years ago, I was taking some motorcycle training from a fella, and one of the principles that he taught me was that if you see something in the road that you don't want to hit, don't look at it. Now, I tried it. I'm riding my motorcycle and I see a rock. And I look at the rock, and you know what the next thing that happened was? I hit that stupid rock. He said, look where you want to go. Don't look at what you want to avoid. Look where you want to go. There is a fantastic principle, and there's power in that statement. When you look at an object in the road you don't want to hit, you'll hit it every time. Your perspective must be focused. Pain is part of life. You know that it's going to be there. Sometimes pain is there as a warning. Sometimes pain is there just to remind us that we're making a mistake or that something is wrong. Sometimes pain just reminds us that we're still alive. But suffering is self-inflicted. If I suffer, it is because I have allowed my perspective to be turned from what I need to focus on onto the pain. This is part 1. We'll talk about this some more in part 2 at a later date, probably Tuesday. But leave me a note if you've got a question or a concern, or you want some more information personally. I can help. I can share with you what I know. Let me leave you with this quote from Viktor Frankl. He said, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last human freedom to choose one's attitude in any set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Let me read that to you again. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Remember that no matter what happens around you, that you control what happens in you. You choose your thoughts. You choose your perspective. You choose your mindset. If you have any questions, let me know. If this has helped you, I want you to share it with your friends. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to being with you again next week. I love you all. I'll see you Tuesday. Take care.